Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show.
Welcome one and all to another episode of the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show. I'm your host, Niall.
And I'm Nolan.
And today, we're going to be reviewing the latest installment in the Fast and the Furious franchise, F9, When You're Here, Your Family, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think they're just advertising for Olive Garden now.
Yeah. So before we get too far into it, we are going to do a spoiler-free review and then give you a spoiler warning and go more in-depth into it after that. If you're worried about spoilers in a Fast and the Furious movie, I can't help you.
Yeah. Spoiler warnings, crazy stuff happens.
Like, there's nothing that happens in this movie that you don't call out from a mile out.
I wasn't surprised by anything.
Yeah. This movie is freaking bananas, though. Like, it's just so batshit insane.
So, alright. Maybe if I had seen all the movies, and not just like, I'd only seen like three. I've seen the first one, Tokyo Drift, and Fast and Furious 7. So maybe I just haven't become. Oh, and like Hobbs and Shaw. Maybe I just hadn't become conditioned to the crazy stuff. But I mean, somehow we got from the fairly grounded first movie to this, and that alone is confusing.
The first three movies are fairly grounded for what they are. I mean, but yeah, it's just like at a certain point they just went, screw it. They're like secret agents now or something, or like some kind of weird like Black Ops team, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, sure. Like, basically, anytime something new and crazy happens, you just kind of go, yeah, okay, that might as well happen.
Basically. And I mean, the movie's self-aware. Like, it calls itself out more than once about the craziness of it.
One time, they're in the middle of doing something totally bananas, and one of the characters says, come on, man, it's all in the physics. Don't lie. Just, the numbers are there. And you just like want to scream at the screen, like, since when?
Yeah. Like, that's a bold statement to be making in this movie. Oh man, there's one line in particular that I'll say in the spoiler part, but like a character said something, like something broke, and their explanation, the thing they said for like why the thing wasn't working. They said it, and then the theater's quiet. The movie is quiet. There's no music. There's no explosions. There's no roaring engines. And just in the middle of the theater, I go, "What?" And like it just came out of me. Like I didn't realize how loud I was until I just sort of heard it.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this out. The plot of this movie is really dumb, but where it differs from Godzilla vs. Kong is I was at least entertained by this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a dumb movie, but it's going in, you're going into it knowing it is what it is, and you're just like, okay, I'm going to be entertained here for 2.5 hours almost, and it's whatever.
The thing is from a few entries that I've seen, if I feel like every Fast and Furious movie can kind of stand alone, they do enough like explaining of what's going on, or you don't care enough.
For me, that's largely what it is.
Yeah, the other thing is either if they don't explain it, you don't really care enough that the lack of explanation bothers you, so you could just go into it and be like, all right.
Yeah, so I'm in a similar boat. I think I've seen one or two more of these movies than you have, but this movie has so many character reveals throughout the whole movie. It's just like one after another. We don't go more than like 7 minutes without like, oh hey, it's that guy from a previous movie. Oh, it's this dude. It's that chick.
And some of them are basically just on cameo level.
Yeah.
Like they show up and they deliver like maybe you don't even deliver a line, but they just show up. And you're like, oh, it's that guy. And then they disappear until like the barbecue at the end.
Right.
I don't think it's a spoiler to say like everyone meets up for a barbecue at the end.
And drinks Corona.
They drink Corona.
So, how much money does Corona pay Universal for this? My God. So, like since you haven't seen all of them, there is a scene in. I don't remember which of them it is, but where there's a scene in one of the previous movies where Mr. Nobody, you know, their handler guy,
Yeah.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
He like has some like fancy ass beer made by like Belgian monks or something, and offers one to Dom, and Dom's like, I'm more of a Corona guy, and he goes, all right, and he pulls out an iced bucket of Corona, and like sets it down so it's like framed in the shot. You can see it says Corona on the bucket, and Dom's just like, all right, and like takes one and drinks it. And he's just like, what the fuck?
So basically, Dom just admitted he doesn't actually like beer.
Oh man, but yeah. So anyway, this
I would take that beer.
Yeah. So this movie's just like so like next level insanity, with the kind of shit they do and like the whole plot and the stunts they pull. And this isn't this. So to me though, the most unbelievable thing to happen in the whole movie. Like, of all this crazy shit going on, and you see a lot of it in the trailer, like, they jumps the car and gets caught by a giant magnet under, like, a Quinjet-looking flying wing plane or something. Of all the crazy shit to happen in this movie, to me, the thing that is hardest to believe is that John Cena and Vin Diesel are related to each other.
Right. They're supposed to be brothers, and you're just like, I don't see it. Like, yeah, they're both like big guys, like with big muscles, but like John Cena, like everything is like slabs and flat surfaces, like forced together. He's practically a Picasso painting come to life. And then Vin Diesel is just this like amorphous blob almost. He's like everything is like rounded.
Yeah.
But still, like, muscular, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's...
and then what's great is, like, in the flashbacks, because, like, John Cena is the younger brother, and he's, like, half a head shorter than Dom in the flashbacks. Different actors.
Yeah.
When they're young, right? They're, like, 20s or...
Late teens, early
20s, something like that. And then, in real life... John Cena is several inches taller than Vin Diesel.
Right.
So, like, sometime in this, like, time gap, he, like, grew, like, over a foot or something.
He grew, like, a foot taller and, like, half a foot wider.
Yeah.
So, and, like, you know, several inches, like, deeper,
well,
thicker.
At one place, Charlize Theron, like, makes a comment about their resemblance is like in the jaw or something like that, and you're like, or in the chin, and you're like, I mean, John Cena's mouth is huge.
Yeah.
And then Vin Diesel is like actually a very small, narrow mouth.
Right. Especially
when he's angry and it gets all puckered and tiny. You're like,
yeah.
Which is like most of his expression throughout this movie.
Yeah. So one thing I love, another thing I really thought really tickled me. So, you know, when they're out doing like their spy shit, and this is in the trailer again, not a spoiler, but there's a part where they're in a jungle, you know, a jungle covered country in like Central America, and pretty early on in the movie, and like, you know, it's Dom and his crew or whatever, right? Like the usual suspects. And they're all like, they got like guns and like tactical gear and shit, right? And like Dom's just out there in like work boots and a white shirt with a pump action shotgun
in his
muscle car driving through the jungle, and you're like,
I don't think they would have clearance.
Yeah, you're just like, well, one dude's in like that Jeep truck, that Jeep pickup truck. One dude's in like an armored car, like a military armored car, not like a car that is armored.
Right.
Like the AFV classification of an armored car. Right, and then like one of them's on a dirt bike, and then Vin Diesel's in like his muscle car.
Yeah.
Like a Charger or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it is.
I think it's a Charger.
But
I don't remember.
And you're just like, hey Dom, you wanna pick something different for this one?
One of several, I must believe, because it doesn't get just destroyed several times throughout the movie, and it just has another one.
It gets pretty messed up, yeah. Yeah. And I mean they are all over the globe in the movie too, and he's just always in the same kind of car.
Yeah, it must be the power of family. Family can do anything.
Yeah. Power of family and somehow getting Helen Mirren into a Fast and Furious movie.
You know, she pops up in like crazy movies every once in a while. I think. So I've heard two things regarding that, and one source has said that she just likes doing every once in a while doing something like
you
that.
wouldn't expect her.
You wouldn't expect her, and the other source said that she does things like that because it's a quick and easy paycheck, and then she can go and do the lower paying, more indie stuff that she'd rather do.
That makes sense.
So she can keep she gets paid like a pretty good amount of money for doing Fast and Furious. Then she can go and do like a lower budget movie and take like a pay cut to do that. I could see either one being the case.
Yeah.
She never looks like she's phoning it in on these, so.
No. But yeah, so this movie is just so insane. Like I don't think anything we have to say about it's gonna sway someone's opinion one way or the other on it. They're either gonna go see it because it's a Fast and the Furious movie, or they're not gonna go see it because it's a Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of know what you're getting.
Well,
I mean, you know what kind of movie you're getting. Like
right,
you don't.
Yeah.
Like nothing about the movie is surprising.
No. Just the level of insanity that they go to.
What is surprising though is if you sat down with someone who hadn't seen any of them, didn't really know anything about them, showed them the first one, and then showed them number 9.
Yeah,
and then go, tell me how we get from 1 to 9.
I don't even know.
Oh man, yeah.
All right, well, you want to call spoiler warning there?
Yeah. So, spoiler warning, henceforth. So the thing that got me, like, of all the crazy shit in this movie going on, the thing that I, like, someone said was, there was a cable that was blocked in our car when they're in space.
Oh, it was like crimped or something like that.
No, they said it was like, it was something like, because the like magnet thing they were using to try to fry the satellite wasn't going off, and they're like, oh, the wire is blocked, and I was just like, what? In the middle of this, it's like dead quiet because it's space, and we got to be quiet in space in movies. Can't have any music or anything going on.
Star Wars.
Unless it's Star Wars or Star Trek, and so just like dead quiet theater. And like when I did that, I was like, oh shit, I didn't mean it to be that loud, but it just came out of me.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Oh god. So I feel like the script writers on this movie went magnets. Who knows how they work, right? Because they have these super powerful electromagnets, and the purpose of them initially in the story was the bad guys were using them because it would disrupt the communications
Yeah.
right for where because they were trying to loot the MacGuffin from
Yes.
like under the castle in Scotland.
Yeah.
That city in Scotland.
Man, now I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah. You know, the one that's not pronounced the way it's spelled.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man, I hate this. I hate when, like, I blank on something that's, like, I know the answer. And it's just, like, it just bugs the crap out of me. Hold on a second. Hold your horses. Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, yes.
Jesus, the capital.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
So they're trying to loot the MacGuffin out of the castle in Edinburgh, and yeah, they use this. They got this box truck with these like giant electromagnets in it. So like, you know, they're trying to find the. Like the whole time you're just like, all right, so we're just gonna. The magnets are only gonna pull stuff when you know it's convenient for the plot.
Yeah.
So like,
and only the stuff that makes it convenient for the plot. Nothing else that would also be magnetic around what they want to pull.
Right. So they're walking, like they're looking for, you know, where the source of the interference is coming from, and these two guys are like, I don't remember like any characters' names by the way, except for Dom. And so they're like walking past the box truck, and one of them, like his chain is like getting tugged like towards the side of the truck.
Yeah.
And
it was Ludacris' chain, right?
I think so. And you're just like, so wait, if that were pulling his chain that hard, it would be pulling like the rivets on his jeans and like his cell phone out of his pocket and stuff. Also, you would just feel that magnetic field.
Jean rivets copper?
Are they?
Yeah.
They might be. But that apparently didn't matter. I mean, they made fun of his chain, like, oh, it's supposed to be real gold, huh?
Yeah.
But there was also multiple times when you're just like, shouldn't these other things being pulled, and like that shouldn't be pulled.
Yeah. It's always only what, because you put that thing inside the car.
Yeah.
And it pulls, and it pulls like things that are more massive than the car that they're strapped to.
Yeah.
Into the car.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah, like you're saying, they strap some of those aboard because all right, let me back up. The MacGuffin is a device that links up to a satellite and then would allow whoever has it to control all weapon systems in the world.
Yes. All those nuclear launch facilities that are not connected to outside networks.
You know, to keep that from happening. But this bypasses them somehow. So anyway, yeah. So their plan to disrupt the satellite.
It's like a sloppier version of something from a Kojima game.
Yeah. So anyway, their plan to disrupt the satellite is they take some of those magnets and they strap it to like, it's like a Honda or something. And then they strap like rockets on that.
Yeah, and then they take that up on a cargo plane.
Right, and it's Tyrese Gibson and Ludacris.
Yeah.
And they launch that Honda or whatever it is into space.
In these like jury-rigged spacesuits
that are made out of diving suits.
Yeah. Which that part I was like, whatever. Like that part didn't bother me.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be. So the pressure would be fine. I think it wouldn't protect him from radiation, though.
Correct.
That's the reason. That's the real reason spacesuits are so bulky.
Yeah, because
the radiation protection.
The pressure's not that big a deal.
Right.
Yeah,
and this is when we find out that there's something blocking the power cable, or whatever.
Yeah, and so they just like crash into the satellite.
I was like, why wasn't that their plan to begin with? Just crash into the satellite.
Yeah.
And then they get picked up by the International Space Station.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And they're somehow, like, back at the barbecue in time at the end, not, like, under deep questioning by the U.S. government or anything.
Also the Russian government.
Yeah.
there were Russians aboard the... Like, the only people they showed aboard the space station when they got picked up were Russians.
Right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like, down back on our terrestrial Earth, they're
sane
flipping...
things happen.
Yeah, we're saying things happen. They flip like a land train. It's like
the thing they transported the mutants on in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of huge trucks hooked together, like trailers hooked together, but they're like armored and everything, and they're flipping that like end over end.
Yeah.
It's like 3 of these trailers or something, and they flip it like end over end.
Yeah, but they're like, so they got the magnets from that van or from that box truck, and they put them into these like sports cars and muscle cars and stuff, and they're just like flipping between magnet and anti-magnet, where it like shoves metallic things away.
Well, they reverse the polarity.
Okay, sure. And somehow that doesn't like really disrupt the function of the cars they're in or anything.
No, why should it?
Right.
Oh, and this is so this whole time Dom's brother has been working for the bad guys, totally in on this whole plan, practically the leader. Like, because the actual guy who's supposed to be in charge is like a dimwit limp dick guy. And so you can't stand up to the alpha maleness that is John Cena. And so anyway, he's totally in on the plan until this guy decides to betray him, and then he's like, "Oh, well, you betrayed me, so now I'm the good guy," and everyone
now
like,
I'm gonna go help my brother, who I hated 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, he's all right because
he's family.
He's family, and he helped defeat the bad guy." And it's like, well, hold up, he like 10 minutes ago was legitimately going to go through with this plan of world domination.
Yep. Yeah, it's not like the bad guy's plan changed. He just decided to
kick him out.
To kick John Cena out. Jacob.
Yeah. Oh, so let's explain the reason why Dom and Jacob don't get along. So their father died in a stock car race. And his rival like pushed him into a wall, and then his car exploded. And Dom went to prison for beating the shit out of that guy. I think he might have killed him.
He killed him.
Okay.
And it was, to be fair, the dude was being a douchebag. Like, he deserved to have the shit beaten out of him. Don't know if he deserved to be killed for what he did.
Right. Well, so while in prison, Dom's working on a car, and this other prisoner points out like a crack in
a
fuel line that could lead to it. So it would lead to
a too lean condition.
Which his dad had reported before the wreck.
Right.
And he remembered his brother was the last guy under the hood before that happened, and so
and his prisoner is like, yeah, it's an old trick that
yeah,
race car drivers would use to throw a race, but it's dangerous because you got fumes leaking out of your fuel line.
Right. So
Dom realizes what?
Dom realizes his brother was involved in their dad's death, and he goes and accuses him as much, and then challenges him to a street race. And if Dom wins, then Jacob has to leave and never come back.
Yeah.
Thus taking away Jacob's family. No, but I'm serious because Michael Rooker, who was like that kind of guy who's like your uncle but not really your uncle.
Yeah.
Sort of guy. He was that guy to them, and when he sort of reprimanded Dom for having done that, because the worst thing you can do to what's his name, Vassetti? Toretto, how did I say Vassetti? Is take away their family, and you did that to Jacob. So.
Yeah.
But it
you know what was really impressive about that scene, though, with the race? They shut down that bridge in L.A. for it.
Yeah.
To film on it.
So what did it happen? I guess what the actual story is like. Yeah, he did do that, but his dad was in on it. He was gonna throw the race.
Presumably, was getting bribed for it.
He was getting bribed for it because he really needed the money, and he didn't want to tell Dom that because Dom looked up to him so much that it would just break him.
Right, and Dom was all about he's really into racing and stuff.
Right. So their dad and the younger brother worked this out.
Yeah,
it was just it wasn't supposed to end in that. It was just but the other racer is such an asshole.
I feel like they stole some of those story beats in that from Speed Racer. Just saying.
Maybe, or Cars.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, so God, this movie's just so.
But we're
man.
pretty sure Jacob arrived at the barbecue at the end because they're we're waiting on one more. There's an empty chair, and then this car pulls up. It doesn't show who it is, but it's got to be Jacob, right?
I mean, I would assume so.
He's the only new character that wasn't there.
Yeah.
Or the only member of their family that was in the movie that wasn't there.
But yeah, this movie basically ends the way all of them end. So but yeah, I mean, so if you're looking for something that's just utterly insane, I mean, you know to expect that from Fast and Furious at this point. So it's got a 5.5 rating out of 10 right now on IMDb, and that's probably about right, if we're being honest here.
It's the sort of movie that you only really like if you're a fan of the other movies.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then it's not for you. And it doesn't matter because it made bajillion dollars.
Well, the thing
anyway,
is,
right?
The people who like the series freely admit they're garbage. No one who's a big Fast and Furious fan is defending the movies.
Yeah, I think they're kind of at the point they're just sort of daring each other to see how far they can take it. And yeah, see, what saves them is they're at least entertaining from what I've seen. You slap your forehead a lot, but at least you go, all right, but I still kind of had fun watching it.
Yeah.
That's where Godzilla vs. Kong failed.
Yep.
The fight scenes were cool, but that's not the entire movie, and everything that wasn't the fight scene, I just wanted to tear my hair out.
Yep. So, next movie we're going to review is going to be Black Widow. That should be coming out right after this one. We are not seeing Space Jam because the movie looks freaking terrible. But then next movie after that, we're probably going to go see Snake Eyes, right?
Yeah.
And we're definitely seeing Jungle Cruise and The Green Knight at the end of the month. And then next month we got The Suicide Squad. Free Guy, supposedly. How many times have I said, oh yeah, Free Guy? How long have I been saying, oh yeah, we'll be seeing that in a few weeks?
Yeah.
It just keeps getting delayed. Yeah, and The Protege is also next month. That movie looks pretty cool.
The one with Sam Jackson and Maggie Q.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but that's what we got coming up. So, if any of that sounds of interest to you, go ahead and, I don't know, hit the bell or whatever. I don't really know how YouTube works. It's a good thing my livelihood isn't dependent on that.
Yeah.
So
I'm not quitting my day job anytime soon either.
Yeah, so anyway, so check those out when they come out, and until next time, Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Toodles.